Go for it.
This video comes from a recent chat I had with Dean Mannix, who's an acclaimed public speaker and author. During the conversations Dean and I had, we covered off on a topic which is very close to both me personally and the business itself, which is the mental health of staff and people in general. One of the things that working from home has driven is, I guess, a separation from the usual day-to-day interactions that people have. I think that it's very important that businesses and indeed every person take time out of their day to simply check up on how everyone else is going. And this should be done in a conversation manner. I mean, the times when you would normally come across them at the water cooler or at the coffee machine, you really need to just say, to people, how are you going? I hope everyone takes that on board, and I hope everyone stays safe.
Yeah, no, look, I think one of the things that companies or good leadership should be doing right now is mental health, is making sure and just checking in, because I think something that gets taken away, and it's great to catch up like this, and we're probably reasonably extroverted characters in, we like to have conversations with people, but some people aren't, and therefore they really enjoy the forced contact with other people they have in their office. Whereas if they don't have that now, and companies really need to drive that, because that's going to, an unhealthy person is an unproductive person.
Yeah, but I think there's so much more going on than just the distancing. I had 4 conversations yesterday with 4 people that I admire, care about, and who really matter to me from a personal and a business perspective around horrific things that were happening to their career and or their business. So, 3 where people had lost their role, and one of those in an absolutely terrible scenario, and another who's absolutely fighting for the survival of what was an amazing business 2 months ago with very, very little control. And, I found myself last night very, very late, just about tearing up for someone I care very much about and feeling powerless to help them. And so it's not just the distancing, it's the type of conversations that we're all having to have.
Yeah.
And, that's unfortunately that's going to normalise itself a little bit over the next 2 to 3 weeks, because you will have had so many of them.
Yeah.
But on the way through, that's, it's pretty painful. I'm very lucky. I've mapped out the next 6 to 12 months on a zero income basis, and I've gone, it's really going to hurt, but you know what, we're going to be okay. And there's a lot of things that I love doing and that we love doing that don't cost any money, so we'll find a way through and find ways to enjoy it. But the emotional toll on people and the mental health implications are absolutely huge.
Exactly, yeah. And I think it's about helping people to realise that there is a light. It's a pretty dark place at the moment, but hopefully there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and helping each other out. I've just started doing some work with a guy I used to work with for many years, and he's struggling a bit at the moment. And that's where you want to, it's everyone helping out. We're seeing the worst and the best of humanity, I think, at the moment.
Yes.
Good and bad. I think there's equal parts. There's as much diversity in the good and the bad. I believe there's more good than bad. So the swing of the pendulum is probably the same distance, but there's a lot more around of that goodness.
Well, look, human beings acting to survive are not attractive creatures. Like when a human being is fighting for its survival, it's the apex predator in survival mode. That's not a pretty thing to watch.
Yes.
However, I have consistently been surprised by how many human beings are rising above that, and as opposed to chasing that need for certainty, are genuinely chasing the need for connection, for progress, for contribution and helping each other's out. And I've been very, very heartened. It's strange. I'm a massive optimist, but I've actually been very pessimistic on the human society's ability to raise above all of our me needs and contribute to the rest of the world. I've been very, very pleasantly surprised at the way that this is playing out, and how great people are, how great humans are if you just let them be.
Yeah, exactly.
The mental health thing, I think, 3 things that people need to be really careful of and aware of is 1, do not make this permanent. Remember that, these things do pass, and that there is always sunshine on the other side of these events, and there has been throughout the entire course of history, and this is no different to that. Don't make it pervasive. So yes, this might be absolutely screwing with your holiday plans or your work safety, but you've still got things in your life that could be fantastic in terms of improving your relationships with your partner and your kids, taking control of your health finally, getting all of those little undones in your life done, even just clearing out the clutter in your inbox and just having an empty inbox and enjoying the satisfaction of that. So there are a lot of areas where we can actually achieve and enjoy. And then personalization, make sure that, from a self-esteem perspective, you're not beating yourself up. If right now you're in a massive financial pain, don't spend the night beating yourself up going, why didn't I save more money? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? The bottom line is that this is not your fault. This is such an extreme environment that if you've been caught out, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's great, mate. And that's a fantastic way to end the conversation. Thank you so much for your time. And I do look forward to seeing more and more of you on LinkedIn and having a great year ahead.
This is the Better Sales Life. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Dean.
Thanks, Sean.